Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this wonderful little video I'm doing about not exactly Greta Thunberg, but a story I just found out about today. I was about to do a story about her or critique one of her videos, one of her TED Talk presentations, and a story just popped up. So I was like, okay, I'm going to read this story, and this is what's happening now, at least in Sweden, with this worldwide movement of Greta Thunberg, meaning there's this 16-year-old girl, she was 15 at the time, standing up and saying, "Listen, we gotta take climate change seriously. We gotta stop emissions, bring them down to zero, and just do a bunch of other crazy crap." And other people don't agree with that, especially people her age, or specifically in her country. So in this case, it's a Swedish schoolgirl refused to take part in a climate strike. So this is a strike that the school this girl is going to actually condones. Now, that's a weird thing for any school to do, to say, okay, we're going to have a strike and we're going to do it every week or every Sunday or every other time, whatever it is. They're okay with that. It's like, yeah, there go our lesson plans, there goes our whole plan for the entire year. Maybe they get a day off work, or their days, they still get paid, obviously. They're not going to allow that to happen. But they're going to make their lives easier by everyone just leaving class and protesting at Parliament or on the streets or wherever, holding signs saying the sky is falling. So this girl doesn't want to do that. And she gets bullied not only by her classmates, who are okay with this because they get a day off school. Why not? Her teacher, who also bullies her, but the principal of the school. I've never heard of anything like this before. I can understand people that were protesting like the war in the 60s and the 70s in North America, how that's a given solution. You're doing something bad, just stop doing it. You're killing people in another country, all we have to do is stop doing that. We'll stop protesting. That's the problem. In this case, there is no given problem and there is no given solution aside from Greta saying, hey, we have to cut down emissions, at least in Sweden, by 15% every year. So in 7 years, you'll have zero emissions, which is insanity. It's not how industry works. That's not how the economy works. That's not how the energy sector works. It doesn't work. It's unbelievable what she wants. So anyway, so one of the students did not want to join in. I cannot pronounce his name. Det Goda Samhället. When the child said she did not wish to participate, the teacher became agitated and lectured her in front of the classroom that she should think through her decisions carefully. This is bizarre. You're not going to take part in a protest. No. Then they're going to berate you. Other students of the class then accused her of being a climate denier. The girl's mother blames the teacher for inciting classroom bullying and said she felt scared of how angry and uneasy the atmosphere quickly turned. So here we have students in a classroom bullying, actively bullying in class with the teacher watching. One student, just for having wrongthink, just for thinking differently, just for, I don't know, maybe wanting to actually go to school and be taught something and learn something. You know what? Maybe this girl wants to study environmental science in the future, and she's being proactive. She actually says, you know what? I'm gonna stay in school, and I'm gonna learn science. I'm gonna go to university. I'm gonna learn science there, and I'm gonna learn some environmental science and actually learn about the climate. This could be one of her paths. Who knows? It's not about that, of course, but just the fact that standing outside of Parliament or whatever, getting a day off school is going to change anything is just a joke. She said that while her daughter enjoys school, she does not think the school strike is the right way to go about climate problems. No crap. A school strike is not the right way to go about doing anything to fix a problem. You're not fixing a problem. The only thing Greta represents, aside from ignorance and stupidity, is truancy. That's what she represents. Everyone just get a day off school or 2 days, go protest, go hang out, some signs, stand around, make some noise, be a big, dumb, young kid, young adult, whatever you are. That's what she represents. She has no solutions, even though she says she does, and she doesn't even know what the problems are, even though she knows what the problems are, or she says she knows what the problems are. And we could say, yeah, she has Asperger's and all these other mental conditions, and that, oh, so sorry for her. No, no. Wrong is wrong. In her mind, everything's black and white, and she thinks she's right with no evidence, which is always a bad combination. The mother added that her daughter hadn't been very loud about it, but simply said that she did not want to join the strike. So her daughter isn't even passionate. She's rather impartial. She's like, yeah, I just don't want to do this. And everyone's jumping down her throat. And I'm not sure why that is. After feeling that the school stigmatized her daughter, the mother proceeded to call the school's administration. She herself was then questioned by the principal. The principal explained that her daughter went against the rest of the class and refused to participate in something this positive, and told the mother she had the wrong attitude herself. Okay, so here we have the administration saying, listen, this is what the class agreed upon. This is a good thing. You have the wrong. You're the one in the wrong, not us. This is amazing. The girl's mother compares the situation to mass hysteria. I don't know if it's mass hysteria, but it's definitely groupthink. And we can go so far as to say this is now the new religion of the ignorant. Maybe you could say of the politically driven left, although I don't think it's a political issue. I think it's just generally a religion. People believe in pseudoscience, and this is what they think, and everyone else who just even remotely disagrees or remotely is not in lockstep is wrong and needs to be destroyed. If you do not hang out on Greta Thunberg and for the climate, then you should be signaled out and bullied. Exactly what happened. The young girl has been refusing to go back to school because of concerns that the other students and teacher might continue to bully her. This is disgusting. While her mother does not forgive the school for how they treated her daughter, she feels that there's a more appropriate way to go about it. No kidding. This is actually rather clever. Make the world Greta again, as if it ever was. They should at least be neutral and respect the students who do not want to skip school. No kidding. There must be different ways we can relate to political issues. Exactly. And let's treat this as a religious issue. If you are of a certain disposition, if you believe in the Judeo-Christian values or any other denomination, you should have that freedom to do so and respect to do so. And treat this like that regard. So everyone wants to leave the class for morning prayer or morning worship or whatever the reason is. And 99% of the class want to do it. 100% of the class who isn't part of that religion doesn't, for obvious reasons. And they're berating her for not believing the same way as they do. Again, they could be justified, but they have no right to impose that on a person who just wants to go to school to do the things she's supposed to do, which is learn. The school's mother believes that it is pressure from the media and politicians that have accused the school to act in the way it did. You must panic for climate threats. Everything else is wrong. It doesn't take much to be a climate denier. It is pure witch hunt. Greta Thunberg is a climate activist with Asperger's syndrome who rose to international fame for weekly school strikes outside the Swedish Parliament House. Hundreds of thousands of students in over 100 countries across the globe have followed this young girl's example. So here we have one instance of one person, just one girl, who says, no, I don't believe this. Or at least I don't want to take part in it. And perhaps maybe striking isn't the right way to change people's minds. Maybe actually going to school and learning about science and studying the climate and becoming a climatologist or a meteorologist or any kind of scientist in the environmental sciences and studying these things and actually having papers produced. Then speaking from a position of authority and evidence gives you more credence than just being a 15 or 16-year-old girl with Asperger's and trying to appeal by virtue of emotion or pathos. Might be a bit better. It might be better to actually get some evidence than trying to stand around with a sign above your head as if this means something. That's all I have. Thanks, guys, for listening. Have a good day.